We know that friendships fade as we age. Whether we like it or not, people get busy with their careers, with their relationships, or with the new baby. Social circles start to shrink without intentional effort, and research even shows that loneliness increases with age, impacting mental and physical health. So, this is 7 ways to keep your friends and develop your relationships throughout adulthood. Number 1, actively prioritizing your social life like every other part of your life. You put your meetings and your work in your calendar, and maybe even your gym sessions. So why don't you put your social life in there as well? Schedule it ahead of time and treat friendships like any other commitment. Research shows that social plans boost mood and overall well-being because you have something to look forward to as you work throughout your week. Number 2, replace your mindless scrolling, Gen Z, with meaningful connection. So instead of scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or whatever on the toilet, text your friend. Maybe not on the toilet, but in general. Studies show that social media gives us an illusion of connection, but that doesn't replace real interaction. So, instead of scrolling, say something as simple as, "Hey, how's your week going?" Or if you want to get a little deeper, maybe say these 3 things. Number 1, "I was just thinking of you because," etc., etc. This tells them that something reminded you of them. Whatever they're into or whatever kind of stimulates your mind and reminds you of them, let them know immediately. Number 2, you're always so, some positive label. You're always so considerate, you're always so attentive, you're always so conscientious. I love that you're on time all the time. Give them some kind of positive label as a conversation starter. Or, number 3, last time we talked about this, you mentioned that, whatever. Bring it back to last time you guys hung out, some context, and talk about that. Just lets them know that you were listening last time you hung out and you actually remembered what you guys were talking about. Number 3 of 7 ways of keeping your friends in adulthood. Make time for random calls. This is something that my friends are really good at, but I kind of suck at. My friends call me once in a while out of nowhere, and after the phone call, I'm always so happy to have talked to them. We also know, research shows once again, that hearing a friend's voice fosters a stronger connection than just texting them. So short calls, 5-10 minutes, doesn't need to be long. Call them at some point that you know they might answer, they're not busy, they're not at work, be a little considerate, and just say the 3 things that I told you before. I was thinking of you because this thing reminded me of you, or how's your week doing? Keep it simple. Your close friends are going to appreciate these calls, for sure. Number 4, find shared activities. So when you schedule things intentionally with your friends, schedule something that you both want to do. Some activity, some workout, some hobbies that you both enjoy, or even travel. Instead of just catching up, do a thing. Do something. Studies show that friendships deepen when based on mutual activities. So try to have a theme to your hangouts, at the very least. Number 5, show up and be reliable. Trust and consistency keeps friendship alive. And so being there for big or small moments like birthdays or bad days or random invites, whatever it is really important. Even when right before you go to an event, you don't feel like really going to the event, still try to show up, because you know the moment you show up, you're going to want to stay longer than you were initially intending to stay. This usually happens. Why? Because you need these social connections. You care about these people. You want to be around them. And so when you haven't seen them in a while, you kind of crave seeing them. And when you finally meet up with them, you're going to want to stay longer and hang out with them more, because that's how you get your energy. You're a social creature and you need this. So instead of canceling last minute or being too tired to go or creating some kind of excuse, actually be reliable. Show up. It's important, both to them and to you. Number 6, that being said, let friendships evolve. Accept that friendships are going to change. Don't guilt trip someone from not showing up to whatever event that you're you're throwing, or for not being available. People are going to have life events. They're going to have a new baby. They're going to have a new whatever. And they can't hang out with you as often as they used to. Friendships are just going to evolve like that. Don't expect them to not change. Be flexible with these kinds of things, and don't guilt trip them or make them feel bad for not being there as much anymore. Try to help them as much as you can, and try to empathize and understand why they can't do this. Number 7, this comes straight out of my own playbook, and one of my favorite things to do is something I call personality time capsule. This is where we do a podcast together, me and a friend, and I never post it anywhere on the internet ever. I bury it in a hard drive, and the only people that can ever hear that podcast ever again are me in the future and the friend in the future. And that's it. Nobody else gets to hear this. And that's the whole gimmick. That's the whole point of this whole personality time capsule idea, is that you can be as vulnerable and as yourself as possible during this conversation. And the whole podcast thing is basically an excuse to have a deep conversation with a friend. The fact that it's being recorded or it isn't really doesn't matter. The point is to sit them down and actually have an excuse to have a long, deep, good conversation with your friend. Talk about what makes them tick, what motivates them, what makes them the way that they are. Remember that positive label that you put on them during a text or a call? You're so considerate. Ask them why. I've done this before with a couple of my friends and family members, and I've truly understood why they behave the way that they do. And this kind of deepened my love and understanding of these people and their personalities, and have developed my friendships with them significantly. Getting to know why a person is always so kind to everyone around them, and what happened to them that led to this behavior, or why they're so empathetic, or why they're so conscientious and they're so driven in their work. What makes them do that? Finding out why your friends are the way that they are is incredibly valuable, and it deepens your relationship with these people significantly and is really worth doing. So having this podcast, Personality Time Capsule, as an excuse to sit down, maybe have a drink or two, not more. You don't want to just ego talk your way through a bunch of drinks. And just sitting down with your friend and trying to understand them better as people. Their stories, the ways that they work and they don't work, and things that they like and things that they hate. And them with you. It always ends up being incredibly therapeutic for both parties. And that's why I love doing these things so much. And I've done them for the past 3 years. I have about 60 episodes so far. It's not enough. I would like to schedule more, and I have to intentionally schedule them with my friends. But these are truly some of the most valuable pieces of data that I have on my hard drive that is buried somewhere that nobody knows. And I've had them with my family as well, with my grandparents, and I cherish these conversations forever. Would you rather have a picture of someone, or would you rather have a deep conversation with them that you can always go back to? What is more valuable to have, a picture or their deep thoughts? Up to you. But I love this idea. Some people don't really understand it. Some people love it and ask me to do it more often. I truly love it. I think it's a great idea, and I think you should try it out if you haven't, and the results will be more therapeutic than you expect. Anyways, final thoughts. Bottom line, friendships require effort. They require you to schedule things and put in work and time and energy. They don't just happen. Friendships are built. So small efforts over time keep them alive, and prioritizing connection ensures that you don't ever feel alone in your personal life. Thank you for watching.